So I figure since I'm saying all these bad things about this establishment that I went to, I need to be a little bit more genuine and try to tell you or a little bit more genuine and try to tell you things that I did wrong, things that I believe and know that I did wrong, and most of it is just yelling at people. Particularly, they would put a list up that you would add your name to so that you were next in line when a table opened up. And sometimes I'd enforce that rule and be like, "Hey, there's a that sometimes this little knick-knack thing is never a big problem." But there's other times where I'd be given a table, and when I'd return, I'd step away from it for a reason. The first time I remember this happening, it was real close to the bar, and I hadn't been there for a couple of weeks, and I was catching up with the bartender, so I had a rack out, and I wasn't playing. And the rest of the tables were wide open, but these two young kids came by and started trying to play my rack, so I went over there and confronted them, and I got a very, they weren't super weird. It was that thing where you're like, you go over, I'll try to demonstrate a picture, you're walking up to me and trying to correct me about my behavior, and I go like something like, you say something like, "Hey, why'd you have to do that?" And I go, "What's that? What'd you say? What'd you say? What?" Kind of shit like that. And this is basically what they did. They got up in my face, and they weren't like really nasty, but they just got real close and were like, "Oh, this was our table. We were playing. Those were our quarters." Just like all sorts of different, just every single excuse. And I was like, "No, those are my tables. No, those are my balls. Those are my quarters. I got those quarters from over there. I got this neighborhood. We talked to the GM. We talked to the servers, and this table's supposed to be for me. I just dropped the balls. I'm sorry. I didn't wait. I'll just finish up and play." And then they stood over and stared at me while I was trying to play, and literally just like, and I was just like, I started getting heated. I was mad because I felt like they were trying to intimidate me off of my table. So I went and started packing up my stuff to leave. And I just literally told the guys, I said, "You know what, guys, I don't want no trouble. I'm just going to go ahead and head out." And I went and I packed up my stuff and I was leaving. Well, they kept trying to tell me, "Oh, no, you can have the table. You can have the table." And I was like, "Nope, we're good. Nope, don't need to talk to you." And once I almost got everything picked up as they were passing to go up to the darts area, he said, "Hey man, you can go do stuff." And I'd had enough, so I just spun to him. I turned to him and I said, "You gotta leave me alone. I'm getting fucking frustrated. You gotta leave me alone. You're over here accusing me of stealing fucking 75 cents. I'm making a big scene." And this is something I do when I notice that I'm upset and I'm worried that otherwise I'm going to do something or somebody else is going to do something. In this particular case, I didn't think the way I was about to yell at these guys was going to go over very well. So I wanted to yell loud and let people know there's a problem over here. Can you please come over and do something about it?